mathstalio! I'm going to be doing the Epic Reads tag today, which I saw originally because Christina Horner did it. And when Christina did it, she did it without reading any of the questions first, so that she didn't have prepared answers. And she did that because she was sick, but I'm going to do it too, not because I am sick, but because I think it will be interesting to see what answers just come to my brain. You could invite an author and one of their fictional characters to tea. Who would you invite and what would you serve them? I would invite Tamora Pierce and Numair to tea because I have loved Tamora Pierce's books for so long, since I was like 10 years old, and they have deeply influenced the way that I see strong females in literature and in my life. And I would invite Numair because he is a super intelligent person, and I think he would also have really interesting discussions and we would get along really well. And I would serve them tea at tea and cookies, because I make cookies pretty well, and I would be nervous about serving them something that I wasn't as confident about. Which book do you wish an author would write a prequel for, and what would the storyline be? I'm really trying to avoid the obvious answer here of Harry Potter for like every one of these questions. Okay, I can't avoid the obvious answer. Really, the only book I can think of that I really want a prequel for is Harry Potter. But I'm going to go a little different way than most people would want. Most people want a prequel like The Marauders, and obviously wouldn't say no to that. I would love a Marauders prequel. But I would also really like I want to know everything about Harry's early life. Hopefully, that's what the West End musical is going to be, is that kind of information. But I want to know, like, how much Harry's Muggle teachers knew about his home situation with the Dursleys. I want to know how the Dursleys actually raised Harry, like how they treated him as he was like very small. I want to know. I want to know everything. What two characters not from the same book do you think would make a good couple? I am so bad at this game. This would be like really funny and bizarre, and it might actually work, but Alana from the Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamora Pierce, and number 4, John Smith from the I Am Number 4 books. Just because, okay, so one of them's from like medieval times, and one of them's from like futuristic alien times. One of them is an alien, but like I feel like they're both super like battle-hardened and stubborn and stuff, and like heroic and stuff, and I think their characters would be really interesting juxtaposed together. That's weird. That's a weird ship. Okay. If you ran into your favorite author on the subway and only could say one sentence to them, who would it be and what would you say? Running into J.K. Rowling on the subway and saying, "Thank you for changing my life." That's it. I know like thousands of people have said it to her, but I want my chance. What book made you a reader and why? I've pretty much always been a reader. My parents used to take me to the library every Saturday when I was growing up, like before I went to school, and they would let me pick out like a certain number of books for the week, and we would read them together and stuff, and I've just always been a reader. And 3 books really stand out to me. The first being Babysitter's Little Sister's book, which is funny because Christina said that in her video as well, but Babysitter's Little Sister's book, and it was Karen's twin. I know which one it was, because that was the book that my sister locked me in her bedroom with her when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and wouldn't let me leave until I had read an entire chapter of the book on my own. So it was the first chapter book that I ever read on my own. The Eye and the Arm by Nancy Farmer, which is, and you can see how like folly aparty it is and stuff, because I've read it so many times. I've read this book more than I've read the Harry Potter books, any single one of the Harry Potter books, because this was the first book that really made me want to read and reread and reread and just like be obsessed with a book. And I loved this book so much that I convinced my 5th grade class to read it in class. And then the third one in that set is the Redwall series by Brian Jakes. That was the first real series that I got into, and they were so full of riddles and mystery and fun and fantasy and adventure, and I actually really want to do a reread of those this year. Bookshelf just caught on fire! What book do you save and why? What? How is that even fair? There's a candle right there. The Ear, the Eye, and the Arm is one that I would possibly save just because it means a lot to me, and that copy is really well loved and well worn. Otherwise, I think it would have to be my original copy of Sorcerer's Stone that I won in a contest in elementary school. Next question. Which dystopian world would you want to live in and why? No, I will not. I refuse. No. I don't. They're dystopian worlds for a reason, and I think that our own society is dystopian enough for me. I don't need one that's any more dystopian than this. I know that's not the point of the question, but I am choosing none. And the last question is, what is your most epic read of all time? You could take this question in a number of different ways, but I'm going to take it as like the read that I am like most proud of getting through, and that was when I read the Lord of the Rings trilogy when I was actually in late elementary school. In hindsight, a lot of the storyline and like symbolism and everything went way over my head, but I read all 3 books, and I'm still very proud of myself for having done that, so I hope none of my bookshelves catch on fire. I'm gonna blow this candle out now.